Hey everyone, how's it going? Shuffle's back here with another video, and today what we're going to do is we're going to do another RTA fight of the night. So, a little... Actually, no, let's just jump right into the video, and I'll talk along the way. That way, goes a little bit quicker. Alright, so a little backdrop on this. We had won a couple fights in a row on stream, and we kept facing the same guy over and over. And he would win one, I would win one, and we kept going back and forth. So this is a fight against him. So I couldn't bring what I was normally bringing into these fights, mainly because he already knew what I was trying to do, and so he was trying to adapt to that, and I was trying to adapt to other things. As you can see, his pre-ban in this fight was CDOM, who basically when the CDOM's gone, it makes my cleave very difficult. And then he goes ahead and gets first pick and bans my Alencia. So now he's taken pieces from both of my normal teams. At this point, we're both top 20 in the world facing each other. I can't remember what rank I was. I'm sure we'll see at the end of the fight. So I decided to go a little bit off the map here. I do know he has Spectre Tenebria, so I take her, and then I go my Fire Tenebria as well. So Fire Tenebria, as you can see, only 5-star weakened. She actually has 0 skill ups coming into this fight, and she's got okay gear, but she's not geared traditionally anyway. She's geared definitely more for RTA than for damage. He follows up with Seaside Bellina. Oh, of course we get an ad right away. Hold on. Let's just switch back to that until I can skip that. Because, of course, they would throw an ad in on my own channel. Without a skip button on top of it. Making me watch an ad on my own channel without a skip button. So yeah, there's that. Alright, I think we're done. So ridiculous. Alright, so he goes Seaside Bellina into my Spectre Tenebria and my Fire Tenebria, so great counter pick there, and Dian as well, which is another solid counter pick against both of those. I follow up with Immunity and another tank in Fallen Cecilia, so that gives me Aureus and Adamant Shield to help mitigate some of his incoming damage while we see what he's going to do next so we can react to it. From there, he goes Kayron, which doesn't really fall with the rest of his team, but the Ruel does. So a little bit scared of the Ruel, not really overly scared of the Kayron. And so you're looking at what do I want to ban here? And at least at this point, I'm honestly probably not sure. Waiting to show what I end up picking here. So I end up going with Sage Ball. Now, Sage Ball is another one. He's got a few skill ups. I had him on my Legend defense for a while. He's not geared traditionally as well. But obviously, I'm scared of that Seaside Bellina. She's the biggest threat there. I have a couple fire units. I have some control. I've got some damage. And a lot of damage reduction. So I'm hoping I can deal with the Lilius. And I'm not overly scared of the Kayron, because the Kayron, other than his skill 1, can't even hit my Tenebria. He goes ahead, bans the Fallen Cecilia, leaving me no Adamant Shield, but I do still have Aureus, and I have immunity from my Fire Cecilia. So again, we're really just playing games with each other at this point because we faced each other so many times. I do end up getting first turn because his team's relatively slow. My ball's not overly fast, maybe like 220-ish. We can check the gear after. Obviously, I go ahead and skill 2 to try and get the strip here. He gets more strips than he's probably ever gotten before with the 2 strips and the 2 sleeps. Honestly, I know most people's Sage Ball gets 4 sleeps there, but for me, that's actually really good. So she goes ahead and puts up her defense buff right away because we didn't get the sleep, which, you know, good and bad. One, we don't have to worry about her stripping our immunity, but now we have to deal with their defense buff, and we don't have a strip anymore. Although I think... No, never mind. I was going to say I thought we had a Violin on Tenebria, but we don't. So we go ahead, put our immunity up. We only land 2 of them, but that's kind of expected because it's fire against Ruel and Dion. So we didn't really expect either of those to land. Then we use our Tenebria skill 3. One of the coolest and most laggy skill 3s in the game. We do get a couple of sleeps there on the 2 units who happen to have the highest chance of missing on the Ruel and the Dion. And now it's Tenebria's turn, so I proc the Kayron's passive because he is provoked. So we can proc that, knowing he won't be able to burn into it and he won't be able to use his skill 3. And then we use our skill 3 into the defense break of the Alencia, which manages to kill the Alencia and push them back, and we're in great shape now all of a sudden. From there, we use Ball's skill 1. We miss the sleep, unfortunately, on the Kayron, which means he is going to get his skill 1 off, unless we can land it here. I was debating doing my skill 2 to try for the pushback, but I go for the sleep. We managed to land the sleep, which is huge, so Kayron is now dead. I decided to use my skill 2 here. I think I was doing it because I wanted to see if there was idle shear on either of them, because I wasn't sure. Obviously, it didn't do anything. We go ahead, use our skill 1, take almost killing the DN. Sage Ball misses the sleep again. He's now 2 for 6 on his sleeps. But we go ahead, use the skill 2 here in the hopes of pushing back the Ruel. We actually land the pushback. It was going to kill the DN either way. But we did manage to land the pushback on the Ruel. Unfortunately, she cut anyway, and managed to get her revive off here, which is kind of big. Because I am a little bit worried about that Kayron getting off his skill 3 here, killing somebody, and potentially staying alive indefinitely. The only thing we can do here is take out the Ruel. So we take out the Ruel with Tenebria. And now we have to start trying to sleep him. So we get the first sleep. Now I'm a little worried about her waking him up, but we don't have a choice. We have to just go for the skill 1 here, try and sleep again. We manage to land the sleep again. He wakes up, and now we're into a spot where all we have to do is kill him because he can't proc his skill again, so he ends up giving up here. So kind of a crazy fight. I thought it was enjoyable to watch anyway. Let me see if I can close this. That brings us up to, whoa, holy old overlay. Where's my game capture? There we go. Let's take a look at some of the gear really quick of the units that we used in that fight. Yes, date changed, got it. Worst possible time to be recording a video, apparently. So yeah, while that reloads, I thought it was an interesting fight. It was one of those things where you just kind of have to adapt on the fly and try and find things to counter what the enemy's doing, and especially if he starts stealing your units, you got to try and find ways to work around it. So, a fun little fight anyway. And it's also obviously nice to get a win there. That was actually our last fight of the stream too, so felt good to finish on a winning note there. Come on, game. Game does not like me recording for some reason. Alright, so first up, Fire Cecilia. She's just pure tank. I wish she had more crit rate, but I didn't want to give up the HP because I am running her on Aureus. So she does need a lot of HP to absorb all that Aureus damage. But 26k HP, and she is an S imprint, which kind of helps. And it's a team imprint, which is really nice for those kind of teams. HP, HP, and HP on speed immunity. Next up, who else did I bring? The mages. And then we had the 3 mages. Oops, those aren't mages. First up, we have Sage Ball. He's only got 4 skill ups, all into his skill 2. We didn't really use his skill 2, to be honest. We used his skill 2 on turn 1, but he went first, so it didn't really matter. The only thing that could have helped us potentially was having a higher chance to sleep on the skill 1. We could have had this up to 75%. He is on Cursed Compass and has 67 effectiveness, so 112 effectiveness. Should be more than enough for most people. Obviously, it wasn't enough for the sleep the first time around, but we did end up getting some clutch sleeps from him along the way, including 2 with the strip on first turn. Next up, you guys have seen my Spectre Tenebria many times. I've been asked so many times this week to show people my Spectre Tenebria, so here she is on stream in all her glory, so you guys can take a look at her gear. 3,700 attack, 170 speed, 99 crit, 284 crit damage, and very importantly, that 67 effectiveness. That didn't come into play in this fight, but if you are gearing her up, that is really important. I would love for her to be on immunity, but I just can't. In order to get these stats, I couldn't get her on immunity, unfortunately. So she's on attack boots. These are the arena boots. They didn't roll very well, but it's got an extra 5% attack. These will probably get subbed out now that we'll have 90 gear. I just need to find a piece to put in there. Here is the ring. This ring is one of the most broken pieces of gear I've ever seen. It's incredible. This will be one of my first 90 pieces. Then a decent neck here. This could be better. It's got 2 empty stats on it. I don't really like that, but still with the 14 crit chance and 11 attack. As the others increase with the crit rate, and I don't have to worry about adding more crit rate, I will be able to make that one better. This is a perfect piece for her. Speed, crit rate, crit damage, effectiveness. Another one, speed, crit rate, crit damage, effectiveness, and speed, crit rate, attack, and HP. So she doesn't really need the HP. I wouldn't mind subbing this piece out, but that 18 crit rate is hard to replace. And I have her on book, hence the reason we were able to proc the Kairon's passive and to kill the Alencia on first turn. And then finally, we have Tenebria, who could definitely be better. She's got a +9 weapon. She's on a +18 scepter. That's not what I was trying to do. Oh my god. Let's try this again. There we go. +18 scepter, chance to decrease skill cooldowns. We didn't end up using that at all. We used her skill 3 the one time and her skill 2 the one time. The rest of the time was just her skill 1. I would probably prefer her on violin, given what I'm using her for, or maybe even Curse Compass to try and land a little bit more. She does have 63 effectiveness with 2200 attack, but she's got 16k HP with 1500 defense and 180 speed. I would like to make her a little faster, but she is HP, defense, and HP. Considering I've got her on HP, defense, HP, the 180 speed is kind of nice. They're all in substats. Some of the stuff we're going to have to make better, like we have a level 71 chest piece and a +9 weapon, so I'm sure I could make her better. Unfortunately, she doesn't have her last awakening, and she has no skill up, so that's why I haven't really invested in her more. But just goes to show, you don't necessarily need like the most OP broken stuff in order to be successful in RTA. We managed to beat one of the top players in RTA right now, and with honestly is very much subpar stuff, other than our Tenebria, of course, who's very well geared. But other than that, Spectre Tenebria, who's very well geared. But other than that, we used units with no skill ups and very little gear compared to who we're facing, and it managed to work out. So, just so you guys can see, we are ranked 12 in the world right now. Actually, this is the guy at rank 10 in the world that we faced at the time. I don't know if those were the ranks we were when I finished, but there you go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have to go record another video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are getting really, really close to 2,000 subs, and I would really appreciate your help getting there. Thank you again. Have a great night, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now.